ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to City Skylines Xbox One Edition. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day because I'm certainly excited to be back in the city of Nerdsdale with our population of 6,660 people. We are making nearly $8,000 per hour, which is beautiful to see. We're almost there in terms of getting to be a big town, which will get us a new area and also get us the metro and also, most importantly, high density zoning. That's what we're going for. Hopefully we're going to get that today. And I'm confident we'll get it today because we actually have a lot of demand for residential zoning, as you can see in the bottom right. Now over here, this is Prospect Park. This is an area that we've been working on recently. Last episode, we expanded the roads around it a little bit. We haven't really zoned any of the roads around it. And the reason for that is, if you look close, there's a lot of areas that haven't been filled up there. That's because there were a lot of buildings that I had to demolish before I decided to jump in and actually hit record. And most of these buildings you can see here that have worker problems, probably gonna end up being demolished as well because they're probably gonna end up being abandoned. Now, what I'm going to do today is go ahead and get myself a bit of an avenue here. I want to connect across like that. I'm going to pause while I do this because it's going to cause some problems anyway. We're going to do this. We're going to go to there. And we're going to go to there as well. Then what I want to do is go off the side there and go off the side there and bulldoze those bits like so, and then run that the whole way underneath that. Now, why is that not going? Oh my god, there's a pillar right there. Come on. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to bulldoze those bits there. Then we're going to run the road. And then we're going to connect it all up again. We should be able to do this. I also need to remember to connect the power pylons again. Why will that? Oh, it wants to put a pillar there again. Well, we'll do that and that. And then we'll do... Let's see, is this actually going to connect? I certainly hope so. I can do that and then do that. There we go. So that seems totally fine to me. I do want to get some connections here for the highway, though. So we're going to get ourselves a one-way road, and it's going to go like... Let's see. I think it's going to go to about there, and that'll be fine. Then we're going to do similar on this side. What kind of gap did I leave there? I left a gap of 1 unit, so that's fine. We'll go like that. Then we could just turn directly to the right like that, but that's probably not a good idea. What I think I'll do is get myself the curved roads, and we'll go, I think that's about 3 tiles forward, and turn in like that. Then we'll do the same on this side. I went 1, 2, I think that's about 3, and turn in like that. And then we need to do the same over here. So what we'll do is go back to straight roads. We'll go from there and up 10. And we'll go from there and up 10. Then we'll do the same old curve that we had before, which is going to be that, I do believe, and the same just over here as well. And then all we need to do is rotate some of the roads. So that road's going in the right direction. This one isn't. Let's go ahead and change that road direction. That road's going correctly, and this one isn't. Let's turn it around. There we go. So now people can get off of the highway in that spot. That's super important to me. So let's go ahead and reconnect the power lines. You might be wondering why I'm going ahead and doing this. You might be wondering, why am I creating this way off the highway here? Well, last episode, you might remember, I said I was going to start working on getting a little suburb over here. And that is still something I want to do. I want to get a little suburb over here so we can go ahead and actually get people working in Prospect Park. That's kind of important to me, so we're going to see if we can make this work. So let's go ahead and bring this avenue along a little bit. So we're going to go from there, and I want to just go straight on and straight on again. And then I think I want to go ahead and get some curved roads in here, because I think we could do something pretty cool here. Also, apparently, is there a way to not snap? I don't think there is. That's a little bit annoying. Is there any way I can do a decent looking curve here? That's actually okay there, I think. Yeah, that kind of works. It curves around a little bit, and we'll go to there, and we'll curve over to about there. That looks okay. It's not perfect, but the idea is that we are putting a proper suburb over here. We're not building a city block or anything. So this is going to be a suburban area. We might do the same over here a little bit. Actually, up on this hill could be kind of nice for some houses to overlook the city, but we'll see what happens. For the time being, I'm not going to worry too much about expanding over here. What I'll do is come in here, And I actually do want to bring a stretch of this avenue down to here, because I do want it to be able to connect to this other highway over here. That's absolutely something I want it to do. What I'll do is actually just have it connect like this, just temporarily, if I can get right in there and get that in a good spot. So about there, it's going to connect. That's just temporary, don't worry. Gonna bulldoze that just so we can get it to line up. And the idea there is eventually this will be one giant district of suburban development. It'll have the old town policy, so people won't be able to go through here as a shortcut to get onto this section of highway. This will hopefully work. Hopefully. That's the plan. There's a lot of hope going here. So, let's go ahead and get some actual suburban development in here, I suppose. I also think using the freeform brush might be the way to go on this. It's going to be a little bit messy. It is definitely going to be a little bit messy. It's not going to be perfect and pristine or anything like that. There's going to be a lot of weird gaps, but that's because I can't quite get as precise with this controller as I can with the keyboard and mouse. I'm sure you can probably imagine and hopefully understand that that's the case. We'll have that road go there, and then what I want to do is use the regular old road here. And I want to have it go about there and come around just like this. We're not going to go too far with this road. We'll go to about there, and that should be fine. I would like to do similar over here as well. So from about that spot, we can come out like maybe down a little bit first and then around slightly. That seems fine. And we'll do the same here as well. Basically, I'm just going to try and make this suburban area not look like one giant grid. I want just curving roads and sort of free-flowing roads, and I just want it to look kind of interesting. So we'll go up like that, and that looks fine to me. So what I'll do over here is go ahead and get another one of these roads, another one of the roads with the grass alongside it. We're going to bring it up the middle between the highway and the roads that I just placed, and it's going to sort of swoop around like this a little bit and go to about there, so that should be fine. Then what we'll do is a very similar thing. We're just going to branch off the sides of this in a very similar way to what we did before. Gonna try and get all the roads off of this one to sort of go to the middle of the ones we placed before, because then what I can do is go ahead and throw some pedestrian paths in here to make it really easy to walk around this neighborhood. And that's going to be something kind of important. I do want it to be a neighborhood that people can just easily walk around. So that road's going to go to about there and to about there. And that should be fine. Then this road is actually going to go sort of like that, I think. And I could totally go ahead and get more zoning into all of this space as well, and I think I totally will. It would be nice if the console version had a tree brush. Just throwing that out there in case, you know, anyone that, you know what, I don't actually know who developed the console version. I know it's published by Paradox, but I'm pretty sure Colossal Order didn't actually develop, or, well, they developed the game, but they didn't do the port. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Colossal Order that did the port for the Xbox version. Either way, just throwing the idea out there that a tree brush would be, really, really nice for the console version, because placing trees one by one is tedious. I'll use the word tedious because it's incredibly tedious. So let's go ahead and just get a couple more roads in here. I am ever so slightly, I could probably run the simulation while I'm doing this. I'm ever so slightly overdoing it with the number of roads in here, but I think that'll be a good start. I think that's a good start for this suburban area. So let's go ahead and run some pipes underneath all of this. That's definitely something we're going to need. I'm going to be a little bit less neat with the pipes over here because it is all curvy and all that stuff. So just as long as I can cover the entire area, I'm not too worried about what it looks like. So we'll do this as well. Go into that spot. And we'll do this as well, going to, can I get this to connect? There we go. And we have a space in the middle that's going to need a little bit of attention too, so that can go to about there. There we go. All right, so that is water for that entire area. We obviously need to get power in here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start zoning this space from here, so it might very well end up with some good connections to the power grid. So we'll zone it on this side, and we'll zone it relatively slowly as well. We'll just get this little area in here And that'll do for the time being. I'll go for some of the smaller spaces as well. I'm just going to zone the whole thing. I'm not too worried about skipping out in the tiny little spaces here. I just want to get that space built up so that people can start working over in Prospect Park, because buildings are getting abandoned over here and I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm also thinking it might be an idea to maybe get a little bit of commercial zoning over here. It would definitely be an idea to get an elementary school over here. So I'm thinking we could throw an elementary school maybe on the hill here. Bit of a weird spot for it, but it keeps it out of the way and it does provide school coverage for this area, which is going to be very important indeed. So hopefully soon we'll see some development happen here. We actually have got people moving in. Do they have electrical coverage? They actually don't, which is a problem. So what I'll do is go from there to there. And that'll give electricity to that area. That's going to be very, very important indeed. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully this will provide jobs for Prospect Park, which is currently getting abandoned like crazy. So we'll go ahead and bulldoze a few of those buildings. And we will hope for the best. We're also going to need to bring some... You know what? I will bring some commercial zoning along here. I think a little bit of commercial zoning along that front could be kind of nice. And maybe there as well. Just so people have some places to shop over here. So they have the option of not going all the way into the city. I think we'll get rid of it here, though. We'll go for those two big areas there for commercial. Then the rest of this is going to be residential. Now, that's filling up quite quickly, all things considered. Oh, also, totally forgot to mention this, but I have turned off the day-night cycle because a couple of people, not that many people, I actually saw some people arguing about this, but a couple of people were complaining that it was difficult to see the game when it was dark. And generally, I'm not a huge fan of playing Cities Skylines during the night cycle anyway. So I figured I would just go ahead and turn off the day-night cycle because it doesn't really add much to the whole experience at the moment. It would probably be necessary to turn it on if we're going to start looking into things like leisure, because some of those buildings work better at night, I think. So we may eventually want to turn on the day-night cycle, but for the time being, I'm just going to leave it off. I'm also going to go ahead and just fill in a bunch of this space over here with the brush so we can get some more people living over here. We'll see if we can fill up this entire, let's clear that out of here. We'll see if we can fill up this entire branch of the roads here before expanding into the rest of the area. I'm also curious to see how traffic maintains itself coming off of the highway and all that stuff. Hopefully, we're not going to have too many issues. It'd be a total pain in the butt if I have to massively change this space. Although, to be honest, it would also be a good idea to get the actual thing over here to, you know, let people get on and off of the highway. I might go ahead and do that whilst we're waiting. So what I'm thinking is we'll get this. We'll connect it. I need to get the straight road. We'll connect it like so. Can I get it to go straight across? That's close enough. We're going to go like... Let's see. We're going to go to there and out like that. And we're going to go to... No, not. That's a bit too far. We're going to go to there. Nope. There and out like that. Then what I want to do is I want to go underground with this. So I want to go to there. And I want to go to... come on, work with me. Work with me. There. That's perfect. So connect those two together. And then we bulldoze that, we bulldoze that, we bulldoze that, and that. Then we have this underground section of road, which is incredibly important. Because what I want to do is extend 10 in either direction there. And this is a little bit unnecessary, I'll be honest, but... Well, actually, I'm going to be honest, I've completely forgotten what my plan is here. I had a plan in mind to take people underground and all that stuff, but I have completely forgotten what that plan was. Maybe we go ahead and we just wing it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to wing it. So this is going to go up like that. And this is going to go up like that. And that'll be fine. This is going to come up as well on this side. This one might be a little trickier because it's closer to the highway, but that's probably okay. This one's going to go there. So some of those are obviously going to need to be turned around, but that's fine. Bulldoze you. Yeah, these ones over here really don't have to go underground, but I'm going to just let it... I'm just going to let it be. I think it's going to look interesting, all right? It's, it's totally unnecessary, isn't it? It really is totally unnecessary to do this, but I'm gonna keep it up. I've committed at this point. Let's get ourselves some curved roads in here. And, is it actually... Oh, that is gonna work there. Okay. So that needs to go like that. It's not gonna be lined up perfectly. That is one thing to keep in mind. This isn't gonna be lined up perfectly, but it'll do the job, and that's all I can ask for. So that needs to go... Oh, that's actually too short completely. Right, that's an issue. Can I get this to work? Ah, that works. Okay, a little bit ugly looking, but I will allow it. So, what way is this going? That road's going in the correct direction. This one needs to be turned around. Then this one is fine. This one here needs to be turned around. So, change road direction, please. I don't want to build another thing here. I just want to change the direction of the road, which it really doesn't seem to want to let me do, because that is most certainly going in the wrong direction. I'd really like to not upgrade the road either. I want to just change the... Okay, you know what? Let me bulldoze this road. Let me change the direction of you. So you're going that way. Then we'll go for a curved bit of road from here. So, like that. It's not the neatest, but it does the job. Now what I can do there is bring a lot of this road back, and that's totally okay. We're going to bring it right back to there, and then we'll run the avenue all the way back over there. So a nice big curved stretch of road to... Oh, that's not ideal, actually. Maybe we freeform this. I think freeforming it's going to be a better bet. So go to, like, there. And then can we curve it? Oh, ever so slightly. Like that. That's not ideal, but I think it works. It's a weird-looking area. It's completely unnecessary, but you know what? I actually kind of like it. It's kind of fun. So let's connect this guy back up, and we'll call it a day in terms of working on this whole suburb. Because I have no intention in finishing this suburb today. I think it'll be a little bit silly of me to expect that it is going to be finished by today. But I would like to get to that 7,500 people thing. I want to get 7,500 people over here. I also want to go ahead and actually define the district that's going to be taking up this place. Because if I don't, we're going to have some issues. So I want to bring... an avenue, not an avenue, a district brush all the way over here. It's not going to be the neatest. That's one thing that I will admit right away. Definitely not going to be one of my neatest districts. Man, this makes me excited for mass transit, this whole district thing, because I can make really nice districts with mass transit. It's not going to be a problem, because it's on PC. And that's what I'm used to. But we'll go ahead and bring this all the way up to about there. It is worth noting, for those of you that might not be aware, the old town policy does not affect highways. So what I'm probably going to do is change the on and off ramps for that junction there into highway on and off ramps rather than the roads that I'm using. But I do need to leave the district zoning on the avenues in here. This is the green district as well. I need to leave the district zoning on those avenues because the old town policy will affect those. And what that'll do, obviously, is say that, hey, you are not allowed to go through the green district unless you're going to somewhere within the green district. And that's very, very important because we might have some traffic sneakily trying to go down here and through that district instead of following the highways. Now, like I said, we don't need to worry about district zoning on a highway because it's not affected, but just to make it a little bit neater, I will go ahead and get rid of it. So all the way up to there should be totally fine. And I could get rid of it there as well. I think, to be honest, I will. Again, just to make it a bit neater. And there we go. So the green district has its smoke detector distribution. I would like to go ahead, though. And how do I How do I select a district? I've completely forgotten. Oh, wait, it's in here, isn't it? Then I press Y, then we select U, and we want to go to policy. No, not rename. We want to go to policies. So we want to get the old time policy in here. We want to encourage biking, and we could do a heavy traffic ban because that will ban heavy transport vehicles. It won't affect highways, but we don't need to do that because if heavy traffic needs to come in here, it might be to go to some of the commercial spaces. So we don't want to ban heavy traffic. Speaking of traffic, though, it seems like for the most part, it is absolutely flowing, which is beautiful. Not too many people actually coming down into this area, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it. Tell you what we'll do, whilst we're waiting for the population to grow. Gonna go ahead and throw in some small pedestrian paths here. And I'm gonna freeform it too, because I can. So it's gonna freeform sort of over to about that point, should be fine. Then freeform it over to about there-ish. I think about that spot should be good. Then freeform it to there. Then can I get it to go around here nicely? I can sort of get it to... Can I get it to... Oh, I can get it to go there. Beautiful. This is actually working really nicely. Then to there. Then we'll sort of curve it around into this space. Then into this space a little bit. And straight across to there. I can continue straight across as well, which I'd like to do. Gonna go into here. And like that should be fine. Oh, I can sneak it through there as well. Not bad at all. So like that and like that. I like it. I do. And I think I will connect it to the main road as well, just because I can. So there we go. Not bad. That'll let people walk through that area should they wish to do so. I would, I think, like to connect up to this road as well, though. So those buildings right there are probably going to need to move. Well, actually, the house can go. There we go. So that seems fine. That's going to let people walk through there quite nicely. That's exactly what I want them to be able to do. I might connect those two up at some point, but I think I'll leave it as is for the time being. This is nice, though. I'm liking this little area. It's obviously a little bit messy, but I reckon, you know, with the right guidance, the green district could end up looking absolutely beautiful. Still not really seeing much traffic going in. Oh, well, you know what? There is a little bit. There's a little bit of traffic going through here, which is nice. These guys here, I mean, where are you going? I'd like to inspect that truck. Where are you off to? You're delivering goods to neighborhood shop. I can see that, mate. But the shop's back there. Oh, you might be, I think you're U-turning. Fair enough. I get what you're doing. I can't imagine the people in those houses are too happy about the fact that trucks probably frequently go down that road in order to U-turn to get to the shops, but whatever. That's totally fine. Is it that shop you're going to? I don't think so. It's that one. You're going to the neighborhood shop. Fair enough. That's totally fine by me. We're up to 7,050 people. Not bad. Still making 5,421 per hour as well, which is beautiful to see. Fire trucks responding to a fire. They're going to bulldoze more of these buildings as well. I really want to fix this problem with not enough workers, because it is a pretty major issue, and it is something that really does need to be fixed. And I think it is slowly being fixed. There are definitely less little blips telling me that there's not enough workers in this area. So I think we're slowly getting there with this. And I do mean slowly, because good lord, it's taking its time. We actually have a little bit of demand for industrial zoning too, and commercial zoning as well. So maybe we expand over here a little bit. That's certainly something we could do. I also want to get rid of these. I want to get rid of those because that is still technically connected. Because I want to see here if I can expand this road. I actually, hold on, straight road, please. Oh, hold on, bloody straight road, please. Oh, I totally can. Oh, we're doing this. We are doing this. We are expanding this. So it's going to go to there, and we're going to bring this over to that spot like so. And we'll do the same on this side. Now, obviously, we can't get any zoning on the part of that that's covered by the highway, but That's definitely room for some new commercial zoning there, and that makes me very happy indeed. We could get more residential up here if we wanted to. Don't think I'll bother with that just yet. I'm actually looking at this road here and thinking that could totally be a main road. That one right there could totally be a main road, although maybe the one with the bus station should be. Well, it can't be a main road, can it? Because obviously it needs the bus station would need to be moved. I've also just realized what I've done here. I've created tiny little grass verges at the side of that road. That's completely unnecessary. Also not convinced I can actually do anything about it. So what we'll do instead is upgrade the rest of the road to be the same. We'll stop people from parking along that stretch of road, because that seems like it's probably a good idea considering all the buses. Actually, no, the buses here are... I mean, we're going to need to have that bit of road not have grass on it because it looks kind of silly. So, let's get rid of the grass verges there so the buses can still get there. Oh, what the hell? Why didn't that... Okay, that's annoying. We'll not worry about it. It's totally fine. The buses are doing their thing. They're just doing their thing. Right, let's get some commercial zoning in here. Do we need water for these areas? We do not. Good. Makes my life easier. We'll go ahead and just use the fill tool because I just want those to be completely full of commercial zoning. That might be a little bit much commercial zoning for the population that we have, but I'm not really worried about it. This area over here is almost full actually, which is really, really nice to see. I do think I'll go ahead and fill up this space as well. I think that might be a relatively nice idea, so we'll get that on the go. Again, traffic is totally fine. This area over here, still having issues with workers. Do many people use the buses here? A couple. There's definitely a couple. I want to have a look at the bus station, actually. I haven't looked at this in a little while. Busy as ever. I love seeing this thing busy. I love seeing public transport in City Skylines when it is properly busy. It's one of my favorite things. It really, really is one of my favorite things. Just because it's satisfying to see, you know? It's really satisfying to see it working. It really, really is. I absolutely love it. I'm also thinking that road could maybe be turned into a one-way road. I think that's something I'm going to do. Let me pause the game here for a second because that's going to mess with my bus lines temporarily. So we're going to go to roads. We're going to go and get ourselves a one-way road. And it's going to go like that. Now, I'm hoping that's going to do good stuff for us. Now, these guys are obviously going to need to get their zoning back. There you go. Excuse me. I'm definitely hoping that's going to do good stuff for us. It does mean some of the buses can get into another lane, which is kind of nice. So yeah, we'll see what happens with this. It might help things a little bit. We haven't really had any one-way roads in the middle of the city before. We've obviously got we had the highway going through there, but I think that is like one of the very few one-way roads that we have currently. Which I don't mind. It's mostly for buses anyway. And if I really wanted to, I mean, I realize it would probably be a good idea to get some bus lanes in there. That is totally a thing I could do. I mean, you can't get bus lanes in a regular road, but I feel like bus lanes wouldn't hurt. We'll not worry about it yet. If we want bus lanes, I might throw them onto this main road up and down here. Because I'd be curious to see what that would do. Especially since we are very pro-bus, aren't we? Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. So bus lanes all the way along there. It might mess with traffic a little bit. But I'm curious. I'm very curious to see what happens. We'll do some bus lanes up here as well. It does unfortunately get rid of the grass and the trees that we had there, but I want to see. I want to see if it does good stuff, because I know people will use the bus lane if they need to turn. Like if they're turning left there, they're gonna have to use the bus lanes. But other than that, the buses should have relative free reign of their beautiful bus lanes. That was that rhyme was really forced there. That was not good. I'm not proud of that. I'm not Not remotely proud of that little rhyming couplet there. Let's go ahead and get more... Let's get a little bit more industrial zoning over here. I know it's risky, I know it's silly, but I want to throw it in because we do have demand for it. And I mean, eventually this whole area is going to be made up of industrial space anyway, so we'll get that in there. We'll hope that developing a little bit of industrial space will bring up the bring up the demand for residential zoning, and then, obviously, by extension, bring up the population. Because we're very close, less than 250 people to go until we get 7,500 in here. I'm quite excited about that, quite keen to see all those people in here. I'm also quite keen to see these buses move, because they seem to be having trouble. Might be an idea to... Hold on, do any buses use that road directly ahead there? Yeah, they do, that's a problem. I was gonna say I could get rid of that road and then make it a little easier for the buses to get out, because they are just waiting there because of the traffic lights. But some of the buses do go straight on. Admittedly, they could go elsewhere. There's no stops in that road, so you know what? I think I'm gonna get rid of that little connection there. I think that's gonna have to be a thing to make it a little bit easier for the buses to move out there. I think that might go ahead and mean that the traffic lights will let the buses move a little bit quicker. I think having all those junctions is probably not the best move. Can I make sure this is set to straight? Yes, it is. Let me get some cycle paths just next to it as well. There we go. Right. So hopefully that'll do good stuff. That is going to mess with the bus lines. They are going to have to recalculate and figure out where exactly they're going to be going, because they're not going along that road anymore. But for the most part, I'm hoping that'll do good stuff. I'm hoping that's going to let my buses just figure themselves out a little bit. So can I readjust you to be... I don't really want to move it to the end stop, to be honest. Cancel that. I want to drag you back to there. So that is hopefully going to do good stuff. Now, some buses still want to go straight on there. But, I mean, they do seem to be filtering out a little bit better. So I'm going to call that mission accomplished in terms of getting the bus lines to... Oh, my God. I've just noticed what the parking's like behind this building. That is ridiculous. That is actually ridiculous right there. But whatever. That ain't my problem. That's the problem of the people that own those cars. If they're happy parking like that, I am not going to tell them otherwise, because that's not my job. I'm the mayor. I'm the architect of this city. I'm not here to tell you how to park your car. Now let's see. How are we doing? We're making $5,666 per hour. We're at 7,267 rather. I read that number completely out of order. The population's good. Population is definitely oh, why is it going down? Why is the population at -10? Why is the population dropping? What's going on here? I get there was a house on fire, but come on. Lots of the... Oh, wait a minute. You know what it is? Probably the lack of zoning in here, huh? Yep. That probably didn't help. Let's get some zoning there by the school and a bit of zoning there as well, just to squeeze more people into these areas. We're just going to squeeze them in. We're going to hope that they're happy, and we're going to hope that it all does some good stuff. Let me have a look at education then. So high school availability is fine. Elementary school availability also fine. Universities we don't have yet. Policing is... Jail availability is actually a problem. We don't actually have enough of them. So let's get a proper police station in here. Let's get a proper police station just there. And that should give us plenty more jails. And that also gives us some pretty good coverage. Obviously, the people over here don't have great coverage, but the jails are totally fine. Fire coverage is leaving a little bit to be desired, especially over here. So what I think I'll do is I will throw a fire station right there, I think. Sort of out of the way. That's not going to have power, though, is it? Oh, it's a bit of an issue. Well, we can connect it. I think, yes, we can. So that's fine. The fire station has electricity, which is good to know. Connect that through to there, and that's going to be functional, which is exactly what we want. Why are you not getting power? Why are you still... Oh, there we go. So now you've got electricity. That's going to... Oh, wait a minute. Our electricity availability is not quite ideal. That is not quite ideal there. We're going to need to... Gonna need to keep a close eye on that, but ladies and gentlemen, rather than drag this episode out for another 10 minutes where we're just gonna be sitting around waiting for the population to grow, what I think we'll do is call it there for today. It's getting on a little bit anyway. We're gonna call it there for today. Next episode, we're gonna be hitting that 7,500 people. We're gonna fill up the green district and hopefully fill up some of these areas over here. We can expand the city boundaries a little bit as well. We can also get high density zoning, which I'm super excited for. So with that in mind, thank you kindly for watching. This has been City Skylines Xbox One Edition Part 8. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.